So today you guys are going to be learning several different ways of selecting. Photoshop is most powerful as a selection tool. So open up one of the files, open, you guys will be look in for students and out and media art and face off, and pick any of these. I'm going to go with purple fans. What we are going to be doing is blurring out their faces, but doing so in an accurate way. So you can do this two ways. You can try and just blot out the face like this. Now the problem with that is that it's a fuzzy line, it's not exact, and I've done it on the background. That's probably the first problem. So Control Z to undo all of that. When we're making modifications to our image, we really should make a new layer to do it all on so that we can keep this background as a safe and secure layer that we can always return to. So click this little box that says create a new layer, and we're going to do all our painting on layer 1. We can even call it the face off layer because we're going to be taking everyone's faces off. Next step, if you wanted to, you could use a hard-edged brush, go really close. I'm holding Control and Space bar now to click and drag an area I want to zoom in on. And you could technically do painted face over the top of this, and you'd have a little yellow mark there on the face off layer, and holding space bar and dragging to move myself around the canvas. You can continue like this. Sometimes that'll work. But I'd like to teach you guys how to use the selection tool. So the selection tool that we'll be using is the Lasso tool. There's several that we can use. Let's just start with the Lasso tool. You click and drag around the area that you want to have selected, and this becomes an area that Photoshop will reserve for actions. So if my action wanted to be, I wanted to paint, if I start painting outside of here, Photoshop is saying, no, not going to change those pixels, but if I get close and into here, this area is the one that gets painted because it knows you want to select just that spot. If I wanted to enhance this area that's been selected, I could do that and adjust the color of it by adjusting the I'd have to be in this layer to adjust those pixels because there are no pixels in the face-off layer right now. Enhance, adjust color, adjust hue and saturation, and maybe we want to change, how that looks. And Photoshop knows I want to enhance just those pixels because that's what's been selected. Conveniently, you can increase the size of the brush using the right square bracket tool. It's just kind of below backspace. And increase the size of your brush, and in one fell swoop you can have those faces selected. So again, Lasso tool, you click and drag around the object that you want to have selected, and if you're unhappy with that selection, you can modify the selection. This might be the most important thing you guys learn in selecting in this class. Holding down Alt, you can subtract stuff that's been selected from the selection. So hold down Alt and click and drag, and that little chunk got removed. We can subtract this bit. We can subtract this bit, always returning to that beginning point. And that's how you remove things from a selection. If you wanted to add something to the selection, you hold down Shift. As I hold down Shift, you see the plus sign appear, and we can add the rest of the forehead here. Always return back to your beginning point, and that gets added. So you've learned two important things. Hold down Alt to remove things from a selection, Shift to add things to a selection. So you guys practice that as you do your face offs. And to deselect that selection, press Control D, or go up to the select and press the deselect. So this face, we're just going to continue. Hopefully you guys will do a much better job. I'm pressing B to shortcut to my brush tool. Control D to deselect, drag myself over, spacebar and drag. If I want to shortcut to my lasso tool, I would press L. Start highlighting that area that I want to get taken out. Follow those fingers around. We just want the faces. B to shortcut to my brush tool. Color in that face, Control D to deselect. Control 0 to zoom out and see how this is looking. That's interesting so far. I'm liking this. The next step would be to go through each of the other faces and blot them out with yellow, so that we would remove the personalities from this, but also but still retain that kind of sense of activity and anonymity. So that's the selection tool task for right now. It'll teach you how to add to a selection holding Shift, subtract from a selection holding Alt, and use the lasso tool.